Okay, so this is just how simple it is to create an autoresponder email in Mailchimp. This is an email that is triggered automatically as soon as somebody joins or does take some sort of action that you designate as the trigger to send this email. So I'm going to show you how to create an autoresponder out of somebody new being added to one of your lists. So the reason, very briefly, that we create multiple subgroups basically under our lists, let's just go back in here for a minute, is because it allows you to segment your audience much more neatly, because at that point you know who is interested in what. So you'll see here for the lead magnet download, as I say, we've only run this campaign and we've only put one test lead in there, so you will only see this one campaign in here. But if you'd run the running campaign or the back pain and sleep campaign or the tennis elbow campaign or any of the other campaigns in our Co-Kinetic marketing platform, then you would see all of these lined up under here as separate groups. And the advantage of this is obviously that you can then target people much more specifically based on what they've registered an interest in previously. So let's go back to the campaigns and let's just go and show you how to set up an autoresponder. So the beauty of this is you can create an email which is very specific, which is very relevant to the campaign that they've signed up for. So again, we're going to click the Create Campaign option and we are going to create an email. But this time, instead of just using a regular one, we are going to use the automated option. And you then have various different elements of this campaign. So they do the featured, which are sort of highlight ones that are the most regularly used ones, subscriber activity, which is the one that we're going to use because they've joined a list, and actually it's the same one, it's the welcome new subscribers. So we click on that option and we say this is the cycling injury prevention welcome email. You can name this whatever you want. It could be welcome email with free assessment offer, whatever you want to choose. So in this case we would click the Co-Kinetic leads option and we would begin. Now what this will do, will create our autoresponder workflow. Now the point in here is you can have as many emails as you like, so you could trigger these, you can change the period of time between which they're being sent, you can do pretty much anything you want. For our purposes we're just going to do one welcome email which triggers. You could, for example, add a reminder email maybe 24 hours or something before the event is going to take place, just to remind them that they might want to sign up. It's really your choice what you do in here, but the important thing in here is the first thing you want to do is you want to edit the trigger. So what this means is it's going to edit the thing that kicks off this, that triggers the system to send this email. So what you do is you go into the change trigger, and the section that we want is list management, because this is basically where people join groups and basically are added to lists. So this is the option that we want, joins list group, and we click on that, and then we go in here and we get the option of choosing exactly which group. So this is the only group showing because it's the only group that we have in there at the moment, but that's fine because that's the one we want. So what we're saying is when somebody joins this group, and that happens automatically when they fill out the lead collection form, and as long as you're integrated with Mailchimp, they will be added automatically into this group. So as soon as somebody joins this group, they're going to get whatever sequence of emails that you've set up, and then you click the update trigger, and then you can see here it says we'll trigger this 1 day after subscribers join the group. In fact, you probably want to edit that and change it to it being triggered immediately. So I think there's an option in here which is immediately, and then you want to update the trigger. So there's a lot of flexibility within that, and you can get very segmented, but there's not much need to do that now, but there was a lot more that you can do within there once you get the hang of doing this. So the next step is to click on the design email, and we are going to do basically the same as we did earlier. You can just fill these out to start with. We'll just put some blank stuff in. So we'll put in here your name. This is the name of the email, so it could be the cycling injury prevention welcome 1. You write in your subject matter, you write in some preview text, that's the snippet of text that appears under the subject line in some, not all email providers, email clients, and then you fill out these elements accordingly, and then you click next. And at this point you will see the same setup, which is giving you the option to go to the saved templates, and as before we click on that saved template and that will import it straight into that email, where you can then go and design, change, edit, do whatever you want to do within there, and that's completely up to you. You can remove pictures, just hit the bin button. You can add different things, elements in here if you want to, but it is literally that simple. And then you click save and continue when you're happy, and that is basically it. Once you're happy, you click save and exit. You can use the send a test email, and at the point that you click save and exit, I think, click next, that's right, it will ask you if you're ready to go live with it or whether you want to exit without, or whether you want to start the workflow. So if you just save and exit, you can go back to wherever you want to in here, and if not, if you're ready to go for it, you just click start the workflow and off you go. That's it. As soon as somebody enters onto that group, they will have that email triggered and Bob's your uncle. So what I would suggest that you do with the email is, if you are going to offer some sort of event or free assessment or something that you'd like people to see, so bearing in mind they've probably already downloaded one of your lead magnets, so they've already shown an interest in the lead magnets that you've got, so you know that they're interested in cycling injuries, then the idea of this follow-up email is really to give them some sort of way of developing that relationship with you. And that's usually some sort of free assessment, a muscle balance assessment. It could be a lecture or a presentation. It could be some sort of mini workshop. Just make sure that you include in this email details of how they sign up. So you need to tell them, obviously, when it's taking place, what it is that's going to be taking place, and how they can sign up for it. So make sure there's a very clear call to action within that email.